This is Alyssa Stadler, ex-reader, doing or reading The Heavyweight Champion of the Schoolyard.
Kids can be cruel, said everyone. Bullies are known to pick on the weaker, more defenseless person. So when Liesl Memminger is humiliated in front of her class for her illiteracy, she starts being bullied and reaches the breaking point, becoming the heavyweight champion of the schoolyard. Taken from the Book Thief. Written by Marcus Zusak, published by Alfred A. Knopf. All right, then. You want to do it? Do it! Yes, sister. After a quick glance at Rudy, Liesl lowered her eyes and examined the page. When she looked up again, the room was pulled apart and squashed back together. All the kids were mashed right before her eyes, and in a moment of brilliance, she imagined herself reading the entire page in faultless, fluency-filled triumph. A key word. Imagined. Come on, Liesl! Rudy broke the silence. The Book Thief looked down again at the words. Come on, Rudy mouthed it this time. Come on, Liesl. Her blood loudened, the sentences blurred. The white page was suddenly written in another tongue, and it didn't help that tears were now forming in her eyes. She couldn't even see the words anymore. And the sun, that awful sun, it burst through the window. The glass was everywhere and shone directly onto the useless girl. It shouted in her face, "You can steal a book, but you can't read one." It came to her. A solution. Breathing, breathing. She started to read, but not from the book in front of her. It was something from the Grave Digger's Handbook, Chapter 3, In the Event of Snow. She'd memorized it from her papa's voice. In the event of snow, she spoke, you must make sure you use a good shovel. You must dig deep. You cannot be lazy. You cannot cut corners. Again, she sucked in a large clump of air. Of course, it is easier to wait for the warmest part of the day when it ended. The book was snatched from her grasp and she was told, Liesl, the corridor. As she was given a small margin, she could hear them all laughing in the classroom between Sister Maria's striking hand. She saw them all, those mashed children grinning and laughing, bathed in sunshine. Everyone laughing, but Rudy. In the break, she was taunted. A boy named Ludwig Schmeichel came up to her with a book. Hey, Liesl, he said to her, I'm having trouble with this word. Could you read it for me? He laughed, a 10-year-old smugness laughter. Oh, you dumb cop, you idiot. Clouds were filing in now, big and clumsy, and more kids were calling out to her, watching her seethe. Don't listen to them, Rudy advised. Easy for you to say. You're not the stupid one. Nearing the end of the break, the tally of comments stood at 19. By the 20th, she snapped. It was Schmeichel back for more. Come on, Liesl. He stuck the book under her nose. Help me out, will you? Liesl helped him out, all right. She stood up and took the book from him, and as he smiled over his shoulder at some other kids, she threw it away and kicked him as hard as she could in the vicinity of his groin. Well, as you might imagine, Ludwig Schmeichel certainly buckled, and on the way down he was punched in the air. When he landed, he was set upon. When he was set upon, he was slapped and clawed and obliterated by a girl who was utterly consumed with rage. His skin was so warm and soft. Her knuckles and fingernails were so frighteningly tough despite their smallness. You sound curl. Her voice too was able to scratch him. You Arschloch. Can you spell Arschloch for me? Oh, how the clouds stumbled in and assembled stupidly in the sky. great obese clouds, dark and plump, bumping into each other, apologizing, moving on and finding room. Children were there, quick as kids gravitating toward a fight. A stew of arms and legs, shouts and cheers grew thicker around them. They were watching Liesel Memminger give Ludwig Schmeichel the hiding of a lifetime. "Absol, Mary, and Joseph," a girl commented with a shriek. "She's going to kill him!" Liesel did not kill him, but she came close. In fact, probably the only thing that stopped her was the twitchingly pathetic, grinning face of Tommy Mueller. Still crowded with adrenaline, Liesel caught sight of him smiling with such absurdity that she dragged him down and started beating him up as well. "What are you doing?" he wailed, and only then, after the third or fourth slap and a trickle of bright blood from his nose, did she stop. On her knees, she sucked in the air and listened to the groans beneath her. She watched the whirlpool of faces left and right, and she announced, "I'm not stupid." No one argued.